Progressives very upset tonight amid growing cracks in the Democratic Party. They hope to raise the minimum wage, end the legislative filibuster, approve climate change legislation, make Washington, D.C. a state, among other things. But tonight's Senate parliamentarian ruling does not bode well for some of those progressive ideas. This could tear at the seams of the Democratic Party. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell talked about that tonight on Special Report.
I think if you're looking at it for a real civil war, look at the Democrats in the House. The progressives making it extremely difficult for Speaker Pelosi to operate, given the narrow margin she has overall in the House.
Hello and welcome to Fox News at Night. I'm Shannon Bream in Washington. To the breaking news tonight around the world and our very own White House correspondent Kevin Corke. Good evening, Kevin.
Good evening, Shannon. One by one, those campaign promises we heard so much about on the campaign trail back in 2020, well, they're giving way to the harsh reality of Washington. You may recall first it was $2,000 checks will fly out the door just as soon as Democrats win the Senate. Well, that clearly didn't happen. And now promises of a $15 minimum wage, well, they're at least for now going unfulfilled as well. As you mentioned, Senate parliamentarian Elizabeth McDonough ruling against raising the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour, arguing that increasing that wage as part of the $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief bill doesn't comply with budget rules. Now, in order to move forward with the wage increase, House Democrats would have to remove the language from the bill before it is passed on Friday or garner support for the bill in the Senate. As for the president, well, Jen Psaki said this: he's disappointed in this outcome. How about Nancy Pelosi, House Speaker? She said Democrats in the House are determined to pursue every possible path in the fight for 15. And in a statement posted via Twitter, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders said that because of the archaic and undemocratic rules of the Senate, we are unable to move forward to end starvation wages in this country and raise the income of 32 million struggling Americans. But Lindsey Graham had a different take. He said this decision actually reinforces reconciliation cannot be used as a vehicle to pass major legislation change by either party on a simple majority vote. As you also pointed out in your open, Mr. Biden did direct airstrikes, that is, in eastern Syria tonight against facilities belonging to what the Pentagon says are Iran-backed militias, a response, we are told, to rocket attacks against U.S. targets in Iraq.
Can you say why this was important to do, Mr. Secretary, and was this your recommendation?
It was my recommendation. As we said a number of times, well, we will respond on our timeline.
The strikes were limited in scope. Now, when asked when that order was given to conduct the strike, Defense Secretary Austin said it actually came via a phone call this morning from the White House. However, interestingly, then candidate Biden tweeted this back in 2019. This afternoon, I'll be discussing Donald Trump's recent actions in Syria and how his erratic, impulsive decisions endanger our troops and make us all less safe. You mentioned the Jen Psaki tweet as well. It'll be very interesting tomorrow to see how people sort of unpack what they said then versus what they've done now. Shannon?
Yeah, for all of us, Twitter lives forever.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
For better or worse,
Kevin,
indeed.
thank you.
Thank you.